KFAN welcomes some great shows to Target Field this year. Tim McGraw will be there August 23rd, and My Chemical Romance will be there on August 24th. Get the complete details on all of our upcoming shows on the concert page at KFAN.com. Just make the keyword calendar.
And I must mention, it's not just Tim McGraw. Because the Dixie Chicks are on that show as well, just known as the Chicks now. But that is a great band. Go see that. Go see it.
Go see it.
Go support live music, man. Especially if you're up in War Road. Do we go to War Road? Do we have a station in War Road?
Actually a new one, I believe.
Is it K-Bun?
Is that right? No, that's
No,
Bemidji.
that's Bemidji.
Bemidji.
I love the Midge, man.
Let me look it up here real quick.
Meet the Midge.
Your mic's on.
What's wrong with the Midge?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I think they just added it not too long ago.
Maybe it's K-War.
K-War. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good, man. K-War. You're listening to K-War. Eat it. But.
Wow. No, he left.
Yeah, he's that guy.
That guy. That guy.
Diego's running out of things to say if that's the tagline.
And then we're just randomly talking about something. He goes, what? You just said that? You can't say that.
Yeah, remember he had maybe insinuated it earlier, and he just took him a while. He just finally said, you got to give him time. Give him a few weeks. He'll just say it.
He just drops
it and then walk out.
So much lore about himself.
I know he does.
And we're still surprised after all this time. He can still shock us.
He tells on himself.
Yeah, he does.
That's what he does.
He does.
He confesses to
treats
himself.
us like priests.
Yeah, yes.
He does.
Well said.
Yeah, we need to have a little booth in here for him. That's what we need to do. One of these new studios is the booth. By the way, I made some lasagna. I heated up some leftover lasagna, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Thank God I'm not in that room.
Have you guys used the? Oh, I know, dude. Have you guys used the new microwave down there?
No,
not yet.
It took me, and this is not an exaggeration, about 4 minutes to figure out how to get my lasagna out of there. There's a lock on the door. Why does a microwave need a lock? Do you have any idea?
No. I mean,
so the kitties can't get in there? I don't know.
We have cats here?
I don't know. It's the weirdest thing. I've never known a microwave to have a lock, but it took me forever. If you put it in there and hit start, it'll cook, but then you have to find the unlock button to unlock the door. I almost tore the front of that thing off because I was hungry.
Yeah, you wanted your legs now.
Man, you can't have warm lasagna smell and not get in my mouth.
Oof, button bar.
Am I right?
Amen, brother.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody better pray. All right, we better get to the Fan 5 because we got Tom Pelissero in about 14 minutes.
Hell yeah, man.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip. Brought to you by the St. Paul Saints.
I love my Saints. I love my Saints. SaintsBaseball.com. CHS Field tonight. I believe it's a 7:07 start, I believe. I should look that up. You go ahead. I'll look
6.
that up. 6?
I think, we're going tonight. Yeah, it's 6.
You're what?
Yeah, we're going. It's the iHeart bit. Yeah.
I know I can't go. I have to do.
Lou Dog's going.
I would love to go. I cannot go. I have things I have to do at the Chanhassen Dinner Theater, man.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm doing 2 more walk-ons again in June. I'm excited about it.
Sweet.
Doing Guys and Dolls, yeah. I got sized up from my outfit yesterday. Oh, it's a zoot suit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Good for you, man.
Oh, thanks, dude.
The Dodgers won 7-0 over the Arizona Diamondbacks. Why am I bringing this up?
Why in the sweet hell are you bringing that up?
Couple of reasons.
Okay.
Shohei Ohtani.
I like that.
He went 6 innings.
Yep.
Scattered 2 hits, no earned runs, struck out 6, 1 walk. He also went 3 of 4 at the plate. He is.
Is he good?
Let's see here. He's the best. He's the best player to ever play baseball.
Easily.
Easily. He's 6-2 hockey.
That's not very true.
What is his ERA?
It's the earned run average.
What is the number, though? Brilliant.
100?
0.74.
Unreal.
That's better than an MLB The Show ERA.
Yeah, you literally can't do that.
0.74. I think it's the
So you're talking
third
as
best.
a pitcher?
Yes. I think it's something like I saw on ESPN. It's the
If that's his
third
hitting,
best
it's not good.
through 10 starts.
It's unbelievable.
0.74.
Okay.
He also went 3 for 4 in the game.
All right, you need to relax.
I can't. It's unbelievable. And Bonus said he wouldn't fit on this roster.
Yeah, I know, because he's huge.
That's the all-time, preposterous statement. All of the preposterous statements of all time.
Hall of Fame.
That's the number 1 seed right there.
I know.
Oh, my God. That was so bad. He's the best player to ever play baseball.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
we are lucky to be watching this guy now.
He's won multiple MVPs, and he's going to win the Cy Young.
Yeah. We've never seen anything like this before. I mean, in almost any sport. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You know what? I must say, too, I have to be honest. It's almost underreported.
It is.
Well, he plays on the West Coast. He plays it late.
Yeah, but he is on the Dodgers. But it's Tommy Lasorda, George Severs.
It's one of those things like LeBron. I feel like where he's been doing it so consistently for so long that we just don't even care anymore, and we act like it's normal. And it's not normal.
Off for them.
Yeah. He's their best pitcher.
55 home runs and stole 50 bases last year.
Yeah, while he was hurt, by the way. Yeah, while he was recovering from Tommy John's.
My God.
I love the number 4. It's a turkey.
Yeah, from Jimmy John's. Yeah. Oh, Jimmy John's Wales. I would eat that right now.
He's not recovering from Jimmy John's? Is that what you said?
Well played. No, Tommy John. Max just can't fully open his mouth, so don't rip him for that. The Knicks ended the game last night on an 11-point run to steal Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 105-95 over the Spurs. Brunson was banged up a lot. He had 30, Cat had 18 and 12 boards. Karl Anthony Towns has 23 double-doubles over the last 2 postseasons. That's off the top of my head.
How can you eat that much?
The Knicks have won 12 straight playoff games, Maxo. Game 2 is tomorrow at 7:30.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I got the actual stat now. 2 for 12 was Victor Wembanyama when Karl Anthony Towns was guarding him. It's just absolutely incredible what Cat's been able to do. I mean, he's a guy that when he left town here because of the end of that playoff run, a lot of people were kind of like, all right, see ya, but he's absolutely reinvented himself for the New York Knicks. Specifically in this playoff run, he's become one of their primary playmakers. I mean, not just doing the things that we know Cat can do as a big man, getting boards, and obviously he's just ask him, he says he's the best big man shooter of all time. Yeah. But he's been aside from Jalen Brunson, he's their primary playmaker on that team. And the Knicks, man, they're one of the only teams in the NBA that have as much depth as the San Antonio Spurs, and I think maybe the experience factor came in to play a little bit there because they kind of weathered the storms throughout that matchup last night, and it was really a back and forth affair. And we talked about it. Jalen Brunson was pretty brutal 1 through 3, and then he came through with 15 points and hit 2 really clutch shots towards the end there to put him over the top. It's gonna be a really good matchup. I don't think the Knicks are gonna run away with it or anything, but I don't think anyone expected them to steal Game 1 in San Antonio. I mean,
was the rest thing any factor at all? Were they more? I mean, obviously they had 17 months off in between games.
Yeah,
Did that help?
They literally said last night they've played 4 games in the last 23 days or something like that.
That was correct. Yeah, and the last game they lost was 109-108 playoff game against the Hawks.
Yeah, in round 1.
That was draft night.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was a long time ago.
They beat the Hawks in the last 2 games of that series, 114-98, 126-97, and then 140-89. They obviously swept the Sixers. They just destroyed the Sixers. 144-114 in Game 4 of that series.
Yeah. Even after watching last night, if you had to put money on it, your life was on the line, who would you take?
New York. They're
really?
a better team. They're older, they're loaded.
Wait a minute.
And they just score in waves.
One game changed your mind that much?
Well, they've won 12 straight, yes.
I know, but you said didn't you say yesterday the San Antonio?
I'm wearing a Spurs shirt.
Well, you're wearing Spurs on your tennis shoes as well, which is a weird move.
I'm wearing flip-flops. I don't know. I like you guys to know I'm the sheriff in town. I like to a lot.
And they can match the Spurs toughness because it's not just that the Spurs went 7 games with OKC, but that was a super physical series. I mean, that's kind of the way to beat OKC is to outmuscle them, and the Knicks are one of the only teams that can kind of meet them. Muscle for muscle. But if I, gun to my head, I don't know why a gunman would point a gun to my head and ask me to pick the NBA Finals.
He's got a problem with you, obviously.
Yeah, we just have beef, I guess. I would still probably pick the Spurs just because they have the best player on the floor, and that's just how the NBA works sometimes.
That's what I would do
Does
as well.
the gun stay attached to your head throughout the entire playoff run until we find out?
I don't know.
It's going to be really tough to get around.
Back?
I think he comes back. He knocks on the door.
I feel like you should
probably live in my apartment building.
You should probably report that.
Well, and you'd think somebody'd notice.
Right.
People are like, why does that guy have a gun to his Max's head? We should call the coppers. Where's the fuzz at?
Well, I don't think that would help.
I think it would go viral. I think it'd be called
Max is already
Max
viral.
gun to head cam.
Yeah, I need to go to Planned Parenthood.
And, hoping, rooting for, because obviously if, your team loses, then what happens?
And it's over.
Yeah.
And it's over. The Vegas Knights lead the Stanley Cup final 1-0 after they won Game 1 5-4. Game 2 is tonight at 7 o'clock, and you can hear that right here on The Fan.
Is that right?
That's right. Johnny Forsland doing a great job on the
robot from
I
that
thought
movie?
he'd been removed.
Yeah, I thought, yeah.
Get it?
Well, that's Johnny 5. Oh, Jesus.
This is game 2. This is what hockey and what sports is all about, man.
What, I don't know. I
Thank
think
you
he
very
would,
much.
yeah.
That's what I'm all about.
All about foreskin.
Yeah. Wow. Jesus.
Are you? I mean, I don't know.
Deep breath, please.
Got distracted. No, the Hurricanes. This is going to be a great opportunity for them to respond. But the Golden Knights were eventually the better team. The Hurricanes have come out of the gates flying. The Golden Knights closed. We'll see if the Hurricanes can keep the Golden Knights from closing. They've got a great team, great goaltending. But
Thank you.
yeah, it'll be exciting.
Here's one of my favorite things about this show, and I'm all for it because it's the greatest job I'll ever have, and the day that this ends, I'll be devastated.
Yeah.
One of the bits is you guys call out my errors when I do my sports, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's just the bit, right?
Well, I mean,
Makes
mostly-
it fun. It's got to be
I'm
entertaining.
not doing that.
Yeah,
Mostly
mostly Gremlin, man. But yesterday, this shows how little any of us care, okay?
Let's hear it.
Yesterday, I said the World Cup starts tomorrow, meaning today.
Yeah, you got me.
I-
Dude,
next
you completely
week,
screwed me on that.
Yeah.
I knew-
Why? Did you bet on it?
No, I asked.
Go to Kelsey.
I asked my good friend Andy if he was in town yet. He came a week
Not
early.
one person was like, that's next week.
I knew it was next week, but
Yeah.
I'm like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who
good
cares?
point. None of our listeners knew.
Yeah, exactly.
And I saw
Sauce gets enough corrections.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Thank
saw yesterday afternoon on Twitter, Team Germany getting on a plane or whatever to go play. And I'm like,
they getting
man,
drunk?
are they they're flying in the night before?
Wow, those guys, they
Real
took their
casual
time.
about it.
They forgot.
I mean, I remember 15 years ago, I watched it with a couple of guys that were really into it. It's got its moments. The World Cup's fine.
It's fun if you've had a couple of pops,
Yeah.
The
Cool.
France versus Argentina one in the last World Cup was one of the best sporting events I've
that
ever
was
seen.
what's his face?
Yeah, it was Mbappe and Messi,
Yeah.
and it was just awesome. I mean, it's the two guys on the bill, and they both scored 3 goals.
But
You
then,
know, it's incredible. It was
the
incredible.
soccer people
don't
are
see
like,
that often.
this is a tough day for people who say soccer sucks. That was one out of every
that's one
20
game.
years.
Yeah, shut
Relax,
up. Yeah.
shut up.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, watch the loons.
Yeah, no one cares. So it'll be fun. But that starts a week from today, not today.
That you really got me there.
Well, but normally Corey it shows how little he cares, and I don't blame him.
He was
about it.
already in Vegas yesterday.
Yeah,
this
good
time.
point.
You know that.
Yeah. Kelsey, you
I'm not
can. That's such a good impression.
It is. It sounds just like him. People think he's here today.
Yep.
Lavelle thinks he's in studio.
Yep. Lavelle.
I haven't done that.
That's not bad.
You guys gonna do that? I'm not doing that. Okay, listen. Straighten up.
I am.
Tom Pelissero is going to join us next. You can watch him on KFAN.com/watch if you want to see what he looks like, see what his backyard looks like. And his backside, I guess.
Jeez.
I don't know if he'll stand up. He might.
I'm interested to see what his hair looks like because around this time of year, he'll just stop cutting it.
Yeah.
and he doesn't care.
Is Tom cheeked up, though? I am curious about his backside.
Good question.
Yeah, good
That's
question.
a good question. We'll find out next.
Do a twirl, Tom.
Relax.
Power Trip Morning Show. Breaking down sports on The Fan. We'll be right back.
The Fan. Keep listening for the next chance to win your way to our iHeartRadio Music Festival presented by Capital One.
This September, coming back to Las Vegas.
All right. It is 8:21. And you tuned into the Power Trip Morning Show because we are your leader of all things sports. I mean, we got it covered like a blanket. Sure, we talk about NBA stuff and hockey stuff, but when it comes down to it, ladies and gentlemen, we're your home of football. Football, man, not just any football. Minnesota Vikings football. And Golden Gopher football as well. We talked a lot of Golden Gopher football this morning with
we did.
Former Golden Gopher great,
Yes.
lovely and talented Tommy Olson. But right now, we bring into the fold our friend, Tom Pelissero of the NFL Network. Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Look at you.
Wonderful to be here.
It's good to see your face.
Good
Hi,
to
Tom.
Good to see you.
Thank you for agreeing to join us in non-football season. But now I guess football season is always.
It really is.
Yeah.
The fact that I can be on a golf course on June 1st when one of the biggest trades in NFL history gets finalized. There's really no break. You think you're safe, and then boom.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett gets traded to the Rams.
Which was pretty cool. You're right there at Rush Creek, right there in Maple Grove, and broadcasting to the world on the NFL Network to break down that trade. Were you shocked, as it seemed you were, by that trade?
Well, not shocked because, it had been in the works. They've been talking for weeks, and I had known for a couple of days that it was going to take place. There was some timing issues that went into it. Obviously, you got multiple players involved who need to be informed. When it came right down to it, it actually made sense. Yeah, you don't have a two-time Defensive Player of the Year coming off the single-season sack record get traded very often. But Myles Garrett was not going to be the difference between the Browns winning the Super Bowl or not in 2026. They kind of started this organizational reset in 2025 with some of the moves they made. They had a really good draft class last year, but they don't know if they have a quarterback yet. It's going to be Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders competing. The odds would point toward they're going to be in the market for a quarterback in 2027. Now, by trading Garrett, they get an extra first-round pick next year, so they got ammo to move up in the draft. They get future picks, too, a second in 2028 and a third in 2029, which also could be used as potential trade chips. And you get a guy in Jared Verse who's a 24-year-old star edge. He's not Myles Garrett, but he's a really, really good player. It was once the Rams were willing to give up Verse, that's where things accelerated. And so really by Saturday, it was coming down. It was supposed to hold until Monday night, which is why I felt safe being on the golf course. And then, what do you know? The timing changed a little bit, and I was like 13 holes in dealing with it out on the course.
When you look at that trade, and then you look, I know they're not the same player, but then you look at like the Jonathan Grenard trade. Do you think the Vikings could have gotten a little more than 2 third-round picks? I know they're not the same player. I know they're not in the same boat, but they play the same position. And, Jonathan Grenard, when he's healthy, is a very good football player.
He is, but he wasn't healthy last year, and he wanted a raise. And the Vikings are trying to, reset their cap because of heavy spending, cash spending in recent years, which also then stresses your salary cap. They had a player who, again, wanted more money coming off of an injured year, which is generally, it's not impossible, but, generally speaking, teams don't like to do that. And then, the fact that you get the extra draft capital. Look at all the, the draft picks that they had this past year and also now out into 2027. All that led them to, believe that trade made sense. There's been other pass rushers, guys in their prime. Brian Burns went a couple of years ago from the Panthers to the Giants, and there was not a first-round pick involved in that trade. Certainly I've heard that argument. You could have gotten more from him, but there wasn't a huge market for Jonathan Grenard. It was really trade him to the Eagles or don't trade him. For where the Vikings were, they decided that this was the right move, again, as they try to get their cash and cap spending back within reason. I credit Rob Brzezinski for a lot of things over the past several months. He was in a really unique position. It would have been easy for him to say, hey, this is my one shot to be the GM. I'm going to make some bold trade. I'm going to, bring in veteran players here. Really, he approached it like he was, going to be there for the long haul, and he was setting up the Vikings one way or another, where the right thing to do was to, cut down the cash spending, get the salary cap back in line, so whoever took over as the GM was walking into a better situation. They accomplished that, and Rob, is going to be a big part of this thing from everything that they've said moving forward.
Before we move on to Nolan Teasley, I'm glad I remembered to finally ask you this question. Something that's been interesting to me, for a guy whose team did very well on the field, nobody out there, as far as I've heard, has said Kwesi got a raw deal. I would expect somebody who had the kind of success he had to have at least a few people come out of the woodwork and say, why'd they fire him? Why didn't they give him more of a chance? Have you heard that and I just haven't heard it?
Well, I certainly, don't put,
failures existed. Hold on. Where
your microphone, Tom? Did you hit something?
Yeah, it sounds like.
No.
Oh,
Did somebody else get traded?
It sounds like maybe.
He got hacked.
He's better on the golf course. He's better when he's on the golf course.
Yeah.
It's all
you.
Be us. It's in your slow, beautiful headphones. You got on.
He's got a virus.
He virus. Yeah. Well, he looks fine to me. He looks healthy. I don't think he has a virus.
Fine. I don't think you can have that.
He's thinking. He's got one finger up. That's the wrong finger. Don't point that thing at us.
Wow, this got weird.
All right, can you hear me now?
There he is. Yes. Okay, sorry. Now back to Kwesi.
Turned out that microphone. No, listen, I would say this. I certainly don't put whatever failures existed, for the Vikings in recent years all on Kwesi's plate. He was in a really challenging situation, for as young and relatively inexperienced as he was to take the job and 3 months later be running, his first draft. I mean, that's an uphill battle to climb from go. There were things that they did well over those 4 years. They did win, upwards of 60% of their games. So they went to the playoffs twice. There's not many GMs who get fired with that type of resume. Mm-hmm. But obviously the Wilfs came to the conclusion that they did, that this just was not the right setup for what they needed. And so you saw it honestly through the GM process. They really honed in on people with strong scouting backgrounds. That's what they felt that they were lacking. There were probably, candidly, some redundancies between Kwesi's skill set and Rob's skill set when you're talking about two guys who come from quantitative backgrounds. And so naturally those things are going to clash at times. And they didn't feel like they necessarily we got a lot of stuff going on here, did not necessarily have, the correct setup. So I don't know that it's so much about Kwesi getting a raw deal. Certainly if you look at the wins and losses on paper and the timing of things, that part was surprising to people. But this seems to me, less about Kwesi, less about, personalities or specific moves. Everybody wants to point to the quarterback last year. Then the Vikings kind of recalibrating and saying, you know what, we don't have the right combination. Forget people of skill sets running the organization right now.
So tell us about Nolan Teasley.
Nolan, I've known Nolan since his early days in the NFL. He started out as an intern with the Seahawks back in 2013. He is, as anybody who watched the press conference yesterday, that's him. I mean, he is very, direct and to the point. He is a very steady type of personality. The fact that press conference was, so concise, so grounded, I think that was a really good example of what, Nolan brings to the table. It's not, a lack of passion. The fact that, you're not going to get a ton of, necessarily all the time, a ton of, smiles or whatever it is out of him here. He is a very driven guy. He's just, he has that type of a personality that I think is going to be good within the organization. You don't go from intern to assistant GM in a 12-year span without a great deal of ability. John Schneider, who is one of, if not the top general managers in the NFL, a two-time Super Bowl winner with two completely different teams in Seattle. He groomed Nolan all along to kind of be a future GM. And one of the things that John does really well is he allows his deputies in that department to have a feel and touch a lot of different aspects of the organization so that you don't just understand, okay, your lane is pro scouting. You're going to learn pro scouting. It's also, we're going to expose you to draft meetings. We're going to expose you to the salary cap and operations and all those different things. And so they've got a lot of good people in that building. Nolan is certainly very well qualified for this position. I thought that the Vikings, as much of a winding process as they ran to get to it, they ended up with good candidates in the end. I know Reed Burkhardt from the Broncos, who had been with the Vikings before, was a really good candidate. Terrence Gray, his in-person interview, from what I understood, was really strong as well. But Nolan's well-rounded skill set, slides in perfectly for what the Vikings want. The fact that he can lean on Rob in the administrative areas, lean on Kevin, obviously, for coaching, and then also know people. That's another thing John has done really well for close to 2 decades in Seattle, which is, you're a team in the front office. You're not just siloed doing your own thing. It's, the amount of time that those guys spend together, both in the building and away from the building, is really important. And so I anticipate that Nolan's going to, take, because he's in a unique situation. I mean, there's not free agency, there's not the draft. So your next 8 months, besides obviously, looking at cut down, looking at trade opportunities and things like that, you're really being able to evaluate the entire building, not just the roster, evaluate everybody, give people, a chance to see what they can do. A lot of times GMs come in and, initially you'll make some moves in the front office, and then after the draft, you might move on from a bunch of scouts. This time around, you're going to be able to have exposure to how all these guys work and how they go through a college scouting season. There are advantages to it. It's not great that you have, only so much you can do with the roster in the short term here for 2026, but in terms of having a little bit more time, it's almost like a free year for Nolan to come in, evaluate everybody, see who fits into the culture of the way that he wants to build it in concert with Kevin and Rob. And go from there.
Tom Pelissero, on that note, he has a stake because he's the GM, but if they brought Rob back, Rob's been around this whole quarterback thing, right? As you have reported, and you are, as we've all noted, pretty connected, that it is a true competition. But now with Nolan here and not having, he doesn't have any connection to J.J. McCarthy. He's, been a GM against the Arizona Cardinals being in Seattle. What do you think his opinion is and going to be on this quarterback competition with Carson Wentz, Kyler Murray, and J.J. McCarthy?
Well, I'd start by saying this. It's been everything, at least through the first 2 weeks of OTAs, was split 50-50 between Kyler and JJ. So from the aspect of equal opportunity, rotating who goes first in drills and things like that, they've been on the same playing field so far with those two. Carson Wentz is in a different area here. He doesn't need a ton of reps. They know that he can come in with relatively little work and go out and function, and that's part of the reason that they brought him in. I would anticipate, as soon as this week, I know the reporters will be out there at practice today, you may see the reps, it maybe evolve a little bit. I don't believe that Kevin needs to take this all the way through the third preseason game to determine a starting quarterback. You're going to probably have a pretty good idea by the end of spring what direction this is going to go. JJ's made strides. I think everybody who's watched him throw, you can see mechanically he looks a little bit different than he has in the past. Kyler comes in as just, he's a baller, man. You've known it, the off-schedule things that he is capable of doing. You got to find out, can he consistently play the position the way that the Vikings want him to in terms of playing on time and being a good decision maker. Kyler has not been coached like this in the past, and that's not a shot at anybody who's coached him, but the way that Kevin, approaches that position, not just scheme-wise, but just the mentality of it and kind of how he breaks guys down and gives them, is able to kind of spoon-feed them what they need to be able to do. Everybody talks about Sam Darnold and how great he played. Kevin never went into a game that season in 2024 going, all right, Sam, you got to go out and win there for us. It was, hey, you're going to have to make 4 or 5 above-the-line throws in a given game. Everything else, just take the easy wins. Stay on schedule. We're going to move the football. Then, a few times in the game, you're going to have to make that hard throw. So Kyler, who's always been able to make the spectacular, but has not always consistently made the simple play, that's the thing that they have to figure out exactly how well he's going to adapt. They're getting a feel of it through the OTAs. Again, I would imagine you're going to start to see the reps perhaps change a little bit here over these next couple of weeks as they hone in on what their plan is going to be going into training camp. But if you're Nolan walking in the door to this, you can take a fresh eye to the position. It's not ideal that you haven't been around the entire spring, that you weren't there in free agency or the draft, but certainly you have you have multiple options in the room, and you've got potentially some things that you can look at doing here depending on how this thing goes. And I'm not saying this, I don't know what direction they're going to go as you get closer to the season.
Sure.
But let's say Kyler wins the job, which if you had to lean one way or the other sitting right here, I would say I would lean toward Kyler is the starting quarterback. Do you have JJ as the backup? Do you potentially look to trade him while there's still some intrigue within the league, and you might, be able to get more for him with 2 years left on his rookie contract than with 1 year left? Those are all things that I would think, you're going to talk through. I know that Kevin doesn't want to give up. He's said it himself in the past that organizations fail young quarterbacks before young quarterbacks fail organizations. At some point, though, you're going to have to make business decisions. And now you have somebody who has been a part of multiple quarterback decisions. I mean, think what Seattle has been through just in the past couple of years. Nolan wasn't there when they drafted Russ, but he was there when they moved on from Russ, and he was in on all those, conversations when they traded him to Denver. And then when they decided, to bring in Drew Lock to compete with Geno, and Geno ends up getting the job in part because Lock had COVID or something. There was some type of deal that happened there. And, Geno ends up being the quarterback. And then a couple of years later, they offer Geno a raise. He doesn't like the offer, so they trade him and bring in Darnold. They've been very nimble in how they've approached that position. I would think that you take a similar type of a lens here. In that regard, I think Kevin and Nolan are going to be aligned with how they look at this thing, because both teams have won a lot of games with different quarterbacks. It does not have to be a quarterback-centric, you got Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and the entire world revolves around them. You can get by with different types of players if you're really good on defense, if you've got good weapons, and if you can run the football. Seahawks just won a Super Bowl with that formula. And I know Sam played well. I'm taking nothing away from him. He wasn't great in the Super Bowl, but they ran the crap out of the ball, and they, kicked the Patriots' butts on defense. I mean, you can win at a really high level playing that style. So I would imagine that they're going to be looking at all of this. And there's probably a pretty decent reality that depending on what happens with Kyler, knowing that he has a no-tag clause and controls his own future in 2027, it's entirely possible that the quarterback one season from now in 2027 isn't even on the roster today.
Well said.
Hey, Tom, Max here, a.k.a. Max Keel O'Neal, a.k.a. Frelby Bryant. Forgive me, I have the diction of Mike Tyson right now because I'm healing a broken jaw. Just a second ago, before you joined us, we were talking about potential sleeper teams in the NFL, and a lot of us kind of were in agreement that the Vikings could be a lot of people's sleeper team heading into the season. Maybe this year's like Carolina Panthers per se, to just kind of surprise a lot of people that were not on a lot of people's radar. I'm curious to hear, seeing how free agency has shaken out so far and everything, what teams do you think are your sleeper teams heading into the season early on in this offseason?
Well, it's funny for you to say that they could be this year's Carolina Panthers, when I think it's easy to forget the Vikings had a better record than the Panthers last season. The Panthers won the division at 8-9, got in. The Vikings have a 5-game winning streak at the end of the year and go 9-8 and miss by a half a game. That's kind of the nature of the NFL. Is some of it is circumstantial. That's why you got to be process driven, not results driven, because otherwise you're sitting there going, "Hey, we won the division." It's like, no, you got work to do, beyond that. And I know that Carolina certainly is not immune to that. But certainly, I think that there's intrigue around the Vikings nationally. But they were, a team that missed the playoffs a year ago. And if you were stacking them up right now, I think a lot of people would put them 4th out of 4. And I'm sure if Kevin O'Connell's listening and hears me say that, he's like, hell yeah, put us 4th. Love it. Just absolutely overlook us once again, and we're going to come out and we're going to win games, because that's what we do every single season. In terms of other teams, I think there's going to be a lot of focus on the Giants. I wouldn't call them under the radar because they've got John Harbaugh there, but they put a lot of resources into that roster, and obviously the coaching staff. I think that they're going to be a really fascinating team to watch and just see how good they potentially can be in 2026. I think the Falcons. They got a ton of talent on that team. It's the first year with Kevin Stefanski there. He's got a really good defensive coordinator in Jeff Ulbrich. Obviously brought over some of his guys like Tommy Reese from Cleveland. We got to figure out who the quarterback is going to be. Sitting here right now and knowing Michael Penix Jr. is coming off of a torn ACL, I would lean that it's Tua coming out of the gate in week 1. But any team that's got Bijan Robinson and Drake London and Kyle Pitts and some of the parts that they have on defense and the way that they rushed the passer a year ago, I think certainly they could be a team that potentially sneaks up on some people. I think another team we're not really talking about is the Colts. Yeah, Daniel Jones is going to be coming off of a torn Achilles, but that was a team that before Daniel broke his leg, kept playing, and then tore his Achilles. Like they were 7-1 out of the gate. They were 8-2 at the bye. They swung the huge trade for Sauce Gardner, and then it just felt like everything that could go wrong did go wrong, including Daniel getting hurt and bringing in Phillip Rivers. And you think of the chaos of it. Now we got to see, and there's a recent track record of quarterbacks coming off Achilles, from whether it's Rodgers or Cousins. Like, it can take a while. Are we going to get the real Daniel Jones whenever he's able to play? If that's September, he's certainly moving around well. It seems like it's tracking for him to have a chance to be ready week 1. Is he going to be moving like himself? His athletic ability is a big part of his game. But if he gets rolling, man, like the Colts are a talented football team. When you look at what they've built up, re-signing Alec Pierce was a big deal for them. They traded away Michael Pittman, but that opens the door for guys like Josh Downs to take a bigger role. Tyler Warren was a Rookie of the Year candidate the first half of the season, the tight end. And then defensively, they got a lot better with the trade for Sauce until Sauce got hurt almost immediately. So there's a lot of things to like about the Colts in the division. Everybody's going to talk about the Jaguars and the Texans. Don't overlook the Colts because we were talking about them as being a Super Bowl contender with a potential MVP candidate the first half of last season until everything went sideways.
You are the best, Tom Pelissero. Thank you for jumping on in the quote-unquote off-season. And as always, thanks to our friends at Bell Bank who aren't bringing you this time around, but they always bring you. So we appreciate them as well. Tom, you're the best. Enjoy the rest of the off-season. Get back out on the golf course so we can hear more about big-time trades. Seems like there's one in the...
Throw this microphone in the garbage, too.
Yeah, well, you'll get a new one by the time the season starts. There's no doubt about it.
You're the best, Tom.
Thank you, Tom.
See you, fellas.
See you, buddy. There he goes. Tom Pelissero, our friend, NFL expert. He's got all the info.
Yeah, the J.J. McCarthy thing was interesting.
It was. Yeah. Tell me why you said that.
Because I said it on Monday.
You did say the same thing.
Was like,
"Yep,
you're out of your mind." I think they're going to trade J.J. McCarthy. I think once they realize Kyler Murray can run the offense, Carson Wentz can be the backup. When he was not banged up and didn't have all of his shoulders cracked, he was good. He can win games. He knows the offense. I don't think McCarthy will be the backup or the third string quarterback. I think he will be traded.
Wow.
And Tom
because you've mentioned it twice today that Nolan's going to do something big when he gets here.
I think they can use Nolan as the excuse, right? Nolan could say, "Yeah, we trade the guy now. We can trade him to a team like Pittsburgh, who's not going to be in the quarterback race. We can trade him to a team he'd be the backup, obviously, to Justin Herbert, but a guy like Harbaugh who loves him." I don't know. I just get the sense as we move along that he's going to be traded.
Tom pointed to kind of his shrewdness with quarterbacks in the past and his ability to be like, all right, listen, if this isn't working out, let's find you a different place to go.
And you're not, as he said, you're not going to trade him next year when he has 1 year left. I don't know, man. Well, I've heard from a few people that, and obviously Tom's connected. He ain't just saying that.
No, he ain't. And again, there's a reason they brought Carson Wentz back, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. I like the intrigue.
Yeah, man.
Boy, oh boy, imagine if you're right, how much of a genius you're going to look like. So proud of you already.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great.
You're going out on a limb, which is tough for you because you break a lot of tree limbs.
Yeah. Poor Anthony. Actual tree.
No.
Hold on. I don't know where any of these things are.
What are you looking for?
We
ain't got to do that. I don't care. You want to do it?
Well, I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a few of them.
Okay, go ahead then. You're talking about headlines? Is that what your number? Okay, good. Go ahead.
Now it's time for...
And thanks again.
Presented by All Around.
Thank you.
Get it done.
Do right. Thank you, Tom Pelissero.
Today is National Cheese Day. 52% of Americans self-identify as cheese obsessed. I love cheese. Do you eat cheese, Zach?
Though? Am I obsessed? I mean, I'm not. It's like not gambling level. I mean,
your mic's on. What is the most cheese enthusiastic state?
It's got to be Wisconsin, right? It has to be.
It is not. It is Wyoming.
Yeah, they look cheesy.
The most popular types of cheese in the U.S. are cheddar and mozzarella. You eat cheese, right, Zach?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Well,
maybe you thought that was yucky.
It's my,
you don't eat a jelly donut.
Are you cheese obsessed?
Yeah. No, not a jelly donut. But
you wouldn't eat like a Bismarck donut with cream cheese or something in the.
I don't know what it is.
Are you working for the cheese board? What's the problem with you? Leave him alone. He'll eat what he wants.
I like the cheese.
Surprised mozzarella's in the top two there.
Oh,
but it's got to be just mod sticks.
Well, not just that, but pizza.
Mozzarella, pizza.
That's true.
Pizza.
Mozzarella's on everything, man.
He eats that blank on everything.
A report ranked America's 80 biggest cities from the most to the least sweaty. And 7 of the top 10 are in Florida.
Well, it's humidity.
Yeah.
December.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too hot down there. You can't go outside.
You're so hot, you're like, please, something, eat me.
Been there, brother.
Again, your mic's on. A 46-year-old cop in South Carolina.
Female or male?
That's a he. Was arrested and fired after he pulled a gun on a fellow officer.
Yeah.
Because the guy microwaved fish in the break room.
Dude, let me tell you, that is a fireable offense.
Yeah, honestly, that's understandable.
You should shoot off your gun if you're doing that.
100%.
That's disgusting.
Somebody needs a hole in them.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, somebody needs a hole in them.
Who did this? It stink.
Yeah. Those are the only
smells like
three
high
good
school
ones.
in here.
Yeah, you're going to hotbox the whole office.
Your mic's on. Yeah, don't do that. Especially now when it's so close to everything. Don't, Hawk, gross.
What?
We all heard you.
Oh, Billy.
Yeah, come on, Billy.
You don't want the office to smell like fish?
Well,
No.
God, I have some jokes that I want to go with, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, don't.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, that's about all
I got an email.
Those are the only good ones. You got an email? Wow, that was a quick email.
That's from M. Rosen.
Yep.
You know what? The gears smell like fish. Don't work here. Rosie worked.
Rosie.
Is he talking about CCO?
How quickly did he email you?
He's a fortune teller.
He's what? He's what?
He's the future.
Did you say he's a gay fortune teller?
Let me look into the crystal balls.
I'll go with 69 every time. Hey, it's Mark Rosen.
Rosie. Come on, man.
Come on, Rosie, tell me something I can't.
Yeah.
You like boobies too much.
The Houdinis?
Hi, I know, Rosie.
All right. Go ahead, Hawks.
Is it my turn now?
Yeah,
because you ruined the show.
Well, you said a gay fortune teller.
He's happy. I'm talking like 20s and 30s language here.
Yep.
You're a daddy.
Thanks. I am.
Yeah, you are.
You're a little late on that fortune, Rose.
Yeah, right. Yeah, get it together, Rose.
Yeah, come on, Rose.
Yeah.
Mr. Cleo.
Yeah, brilliant.
An auction of items from the life of iconic actress Marilyn Monroe brought in about $2.5 million on what would have been her 100th birthday.
Jeez.
Wow. Monday's auction was made up of items taken from the estate of two of Monroe's closest friends, like the Christian Dior suit worn during her honeymoon with baseball star Joe DiMaggio in 1954. That went for $450,000.
Jeez.
Yeah. Other items on the block included a pair of earrings sold for $385,000, a personal letter from playwright Arthur Miller, as his marriage to Monroe was nearing its end, and letters from Monroe's psychiatrist were all sold. There you go. 100 years old.
Man.
Dang. I wonder, is it like private collectors or museums or?
Yeah, I wonder.
It's kind of crazy that there's still stuff of hers that hasn't already been auctioned off at this point.
Yeah.
Man, what a unfortunate life that she had.
No doubt about it, man.
Some very high highs, but also some really, really low lows.
Really low
I'll tell you,
lows.
there's some moments on film where you can see that she's sad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even when she's smiling, then she looks away from the camera for a moment. And you're like, oh no, baby. You know?
Yeah.
God, if I had been alive, I'd have been a good man for her.
You say that about every woman.
But it's true. I try to be a good man. Doesn't work, but I try. I got to talk to Rosie.
Rosie's
Daddy's
wondering
enjoying this.
if there's anything else of hers that's being auctioned off.
The big knockers. The big knockers.
Rosie,
the big knockers.
No, they will not auction those off.
No, Rosie. Did she die of a drug overdose?
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the rumor. Yeah, they found a big empty
Pink
thing.
socks.
They didn't find. I don't know. Rosie.
They weren't empty.
I'm sorry, Rosie's reading fortunes again.
Yeah, Rosie, yeah. You
At least your phone's open.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, your phone's open.
He's got a flip phone.
Yeah, he does. He probably does, yeah. He'll be here.
So to speak.
Give Flip back his phone.
He'll be here in 13 days. The best is when Flip Saunders would call the hotline and just yell.
Oh, my God, dude. You have no idea.
One time, Corey and I were talking about some NBA trade, and he literally called and said, those two are bleeping idiots. And Hawk goes, you want to go on the air? He goes, bleep, no, and hung up.
Dude, it was the
That's
best.
amazing.
I was so happy I answered the phone.
He
He's like,
loved the fan.
Hey, this is Hockey. This is Flip Saunders. Hey, dude, how's it going? Tell those guys they're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You want to come on the radio? No.
No.
Hung up.
Which, out of context, would be really funny. Like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah, right.
Talk about basketball.
I know. We were on like a 10-second delay. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. I wasn't listening.
It was some NBA trade. But he had it like wired at his high. He loved the fan.
That's awesome.
He was the best.
I cannot.
He was the best.
I just can't imagine that these days. Like a current coach calling in and just MFing.
Especially this show.
Yeah.
This is me toot my own horn, but he called into Barrero once, and he was at the Masters, and I was running the board for Guardsy, and he had a couple. And Barrero answers, he goes, "What's up, Flip?" And he turns around, and he has this whole crowd start chanting meat sauce at the Masters.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
dude, that's the greatest ever.
That's so cool.
It was great, dude. Yeah, he was great. I love Flip.
Yeah.
He was such a good coach.
He was a great dude, man.
Great dude. His son is also A+. Ryan's an A+ human, too.
Shout out to Lil Flip, too, the rapper.
Yeah, and Rosie's phone.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, Rosie's on the phone.
I love hanging out in the maternity ward.
Yeah, he's out in the maternity ward. He's got some things he wants to tell Zach about the future.
Yeah, he does.
He keeps telling me. I don't know.
The beaver.
Look inside Crystal.
Yeah. Oh, he tried. Rosie.
Wow.
Rose.
Crystal.
Rose.
A lot of guys have done it.
Oh, well, that's mean to say.
You can tell.
That is not nice.
She's going to be a big girl.
Oh, no.
There's 4 pages of Rosie Button Bar.
Yeah, you just wait till I'm done with the Mel Gibson stuff. It's going to be
Pat Kessler had some good ones last night, too.
yeah, we got to get to those.
Yeah.
The Santa Clara County District Attorney's Office issued a warrant for the arrest of San Francisco 49ers wide receiver Brandon Ayuk on a misdemeanor charge of exhibition of speeding. Have you ever heard of this charge?
No.
He was obviously in a 40-mile-per-hour zone, and he was doing well more than that as he was filming himself in his Cadillac CT5V Blackwing.
Sweet.
That is a sweet car.
That is a sweet
It sounds like it.
Yeah, so don't film yourself while speeding, I think is the idea. So
Yeah. All he
himself.
wanted to do was get paid. He got paid, and he never played. I don't think he's played since he got paid.
Is that right? That
Yeah.
rhymes. Like you're a poet. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm. And finally, an Ohio native is being credited with helping to gain control of an unruly passenger on board a Frontier Airlines flight this past weekend. Former MMA fighter and OSU grad John Longgood.
Amen, brother.
Yay.
Was on a Sunday night flight from Puerto Rico to Chicago when another passenger reportedly tried to open an emergency exit door. Longwood stopped the man.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
In his tracks.
It's a pretty graphic scene for those passengers.
Stop it. Look at here.
Tie down.
You sure you want to jump out of this plane?
How do you fit on the plane?
Thought you're not supposed to bring weapons on the
Yeah,
plane.
jeez, Longwood.
Use a seatbelt restrain him. Use seatbelt to restrain him until the people could get secured hand ties.
Oh.
The plane was diverted to Chicago. Man, take it away. Well done, Longwood.
Yeah, well done, Longwood.
No problem, guys.
And well done to you guys. Zaxo, Maxo, Sasso.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Tom
Tommy was still
Pelissero.
here. He would say, prove it.
Yeah, he
Longwood.
would. He sure would.
Yeah,
He
he
sure
would,
would.
yeah.
He sure would. Yeah, thank you.
Tommy's going to hijack a plane now.
And by the way, Rosie said he's got a
Longwood's
future. He's going to tell Tommy some stuff.
You'll be salivating when you
He's his future as well for some reason. That's odd. Tomorrow's the initials game. Marnie and Perry and a cast of thousands.
Oh, she's filthy.
I know she is. Marnie is filthy. You're right. Thanks for tuning in to our little Power Trip morning show. We appreciate the fact that we get to do our little radio show for you and you tune in. See you tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody. Especially you, little Abigail.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
I love you, baby girl. Bye, everybody. Take care of yourselves.
You say I don't have to. I know I don't have to. But I get you.
From the 1-800-ASK-GARY Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by the